Have you ever felt like you're clinging to hope with tired hands, waiting for something to change, but the silence just grows heavier? Take a breath, let it fill your chest, and notice the weight pressing down on your shoulders. Sometimes it's not the noise that hurts, it's the quiet that settles in your bones and makes your prayers sound like whispers lost in a dark room. Maybe you're worn out from asking questions that echo back unanswered. Maybe you try to stay strong, but your heart is weary. You show up, you hold on, you keep moving, even when it feels like you're moving through thick fog. There are moments when your body aches from the strain of being brave, when your chest feels tight from holding it all in, and your mind keeps spinning with doubts that never seem to rest. You wonder if anyone else feels this way, if anyone else wakes up with a heart heavy from waiting, from hoping, from not knowing what's next. It's exhausting, isn't it? To hope and not see, to ask and not hear, to need and not feel the answer come. But what if this silence isn't a wall shutting you out? What if hidden inside this quiet, there's something growing? What if the stillness isn't empty after all, but a pause before something shifts? For now, just breathe, feel the tension, let the questions be real, and know you're not alone in this space between asking and receiving. Maybe, just maybe, the silence means you're being prepared for something you can't yet imagine. How long has it been since you first felt this weight? Since you started carrying something that you can't quite put into words? Maybe it's been days, months, or even years. Sometimes it's hard to tell because the heaviness just became part of you, settling in quietly without asking permission. Have you ever caught yourself pretending you're fine, even to yourself? Maybe you've learned to smile, to keep going, while deep inside, something aches, a silent place you rarely let anyone see. It's so easy to believe that doubt and exhaustion are signs of weakness, as if only those who falter ever feel lost. But what if even the strongest hearts grow tired? What if the struggle you feel doesn't make you less, but simply more human? There are days when just getting out of bed feels like a victory, when silence presses in and you start to wonder if your quiet hope is enough. Sometimes you try to pray, or just to breathe, and all you hear is the echo of your own thoughts. Is it wrong to admit that you feel empty? That you're worn out from holding on, from pretending you're always okay? Maybe you've hidden your pain so well that you've convinced even yourself it doesn't exist. Maybe you carry guilt for feeling tired, for not having the right words, for not being as strong as you think you should be. There's a special kind of loneliness in believing you're the only one who struggles like this. Do you ever ask yourself if it's your fault? If you're falling short? Or is it possible to be faithful and still feel lost sometimes? No one told you how heavy hope can feel, or how much courage it takes just to keep waiting. If you're tired, if you're doubting, if you feel invisible beneath the weight, you're not alone. And it's okay to admit you're not okay, even if you're not sure what comes next. Some nights it feels like the world is holding its breath with me, quiet, heavy but not empty. There's a hush, almost as if something beneath the surface is quietly stirring. The way seeds press against earth in the dark, patient and unseen. I wonder if the silence itself is a kind of waiting room, a place where life is forming in shadows. Sometimes I remember moments when I stood again, though I was sure I had no strength left. I can't explain how I found my feet, only that I did. Maybe it was like a gentle wind before the rain, a presence almost too subtle to notice, brushing past and leaving a trace of comfort I couldn't name. I think of mornings that arrive slowly, not with fanfare, but with a soft light that grows by degrees, dissolving the night one shade at a time. Hope, maybe, is like that, quiet and relentless, not demanding to be seen, but changing everything it touches. There are wounds I've carried longer than I can remember, and yet, here I am. I've been held by hands I couldn't see, carried by warmth I couldn't trace. Sometimes, when I look back, I catch glimpses of those moments. A word at the right time, a silence that didn't judge, a comfort I didn't expect. Tiny things like green shoots breaking through frozen ground, unnoticed until they're suddenly there. I can't say for certain what's coming. The ache is still here, and the answers haven't arrived. But tonight, I wonder if absence is not emptiness, but a silent cradle, holding the promise of something yet to be born. Perhaps somewhere in the quiet, something is reaching toward me too, and even if I can't see it, I am not entirely alone. Maybe what I'm living isn't abandonment after all. Maybe it's the silence of a God who is still here, quietly present in a way I can't always feel or explain. There's a name for this place. Perhaps it's something like when everything pauses or the secret waiting. It's the hush that settles when all the answers go quiet and I'm left holding the weight of questions with only my own breath for company. It's a kind of gestation, a growing from within that no one else can see, not even me. What I thought was the end is started to look more like a beginning hidden deep in the dark. Maybe this isn't emptiness, but a soil rich with possibility, a silent care that covers and cradles what's not yet ready to be seen. The silence isn't absence. It might be a different kind of presence, one that works beneath the surface, like seeds swelling in the earth or the slow unfurling of light before dawn. I start to notice the patterns, the way my breath comes a little steadier, the way the silence isn't as heavy as it once was. Even the wounds, the waiting, the quiet, they all seem to be carrying their own secret purpose. What if this pause is not a punishment, but a protection, a time set apart, so that something true can take shape? It's possible that what feels like darkness is actually a safe womb, holding me as I am remade. The hidden care is real, even if I can't name its source. I am not unmoving. I am being formed in secret. And maybe, just maybe, this silent space is where hope begins to grow quietly until I am ready to see it. Maybe, right now, you feel a small breath of relief. Or perhaps there's a tear that finally slipped down your cheek, a weight that eased just a little. If what you've heard until now resonates with you, even if you can't explain why, even if you still don't have all the answers, that's already a sign of faith growing quietly within you. It's okay if your hope is still fragile, or if your heart feels raw from waiting. That's part of the journey. Sometimes, the most honest prayer is simply, I'm still here. If today's words found a home in your soul, just whisper an amen in silence, or press your hand to your heart as a way of saying, yes, I'm holding on. And know this, you're not alone in this. Somewhere, someone else is listening too, feeling the same ache, the same longing for something new to begin. There's a gentle community forming here, woven together not by loud declarations, but by quiet hope and silent prayers. Even if you never see their faces or hear their voices, you're part of something deep and real, a circle of waiting hearts, each holding on in their own way. Maybe, as you pause here, you sense it, a stillness that is not empty, a softness that settles around your spirit. It's as if something holy is drawing near, preparing to reveal itself in its own time and gentle way. For now, just breathe and let yourself rest in this space of almost of not yet. The next word, the next answer is on its way. Maybe now, in this gentle hush after the waiting, you can sense it, a presence that was always here, quietly holding you even when you felt abandoned. God never left your side, not for a single moment, not even in the silence that felt endless, not even on the days when hope flickered so faintly you wondered if it had gone out for good. You don't have to prove yourself or find the right words to pray. You don't need to carry the weight of being strong all the time or perform some invisible task to be worthy of care. Jesus didn't come for those who always have it together. He came for hearts just like yours, tired and longing for rest, unsure but still holding on. Even when your prayers fell silent, even when you doubted his nearness, you were never truly alone. The ache and the emptiness weren't signs of absence. They were spaces where grace waited patiently, spaces where God's love stayed, quietly, faithfully, until you could breathe again. There's no accusation here, no disappointment or demand. Only a gentle welcome back to the arms that have always been open, a reassurance that you are seen, known, and cherished, just as you are in this very moment. You don't have to muster up faith or pretend to feel what you don't. Remaining, simply staying, even with your questions and weariness, is enough. God never gave up on you, not for a heartbeat, Not even when you thought about giving up on yourself. And maybe, just maybe, all of this has already been whispered to you before, in words that echo through time, waiting for the right moment to reach your heart. Something sacred is drawing near, ready to meet you right where you are. Maybe you didn't realize it, but this ache, this quiet waiting, already had a name in the scriptures. This shadowed valley you've been crossing, full of questions, fatigue, and the hush of uncertainty. It's not a place you walk alone. Listen, even now, to a whisper carried through centuries, meant for moments exactly like this. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. That's Psalm 23, verse 4. These aren't just old words echoing from a distant past. They're a living heartbeat, pulsing right here, right now, in the middle of your waiting. This is not a promise reserved for those who feel strong or certain. It doesn't ask you to rise up or to prove your faith. It simply wraps around you, as you are, in the exhaustion, in the doubt, in the stillness.